How do you transform from standard form to y equals mx plus b? We're going to go ahead and complete an example to demonstrate how to transform from standard form to y equals mx plus b. I thought I'd give you another idea of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to go from standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, and we've covered standard form in previous videos. And we're going to try to go from that form to y equals mx plus b form, which is also called slope-intercept form. And quickly, I just want to review and recap some information. In slope-intercept form, you're given two things, slope and the intercept. M represents your slope, and that's how we could count rise over run. And B represents your y-intercept, and that's actually the first point that we're going to plot. So first point that we need to plot on our graph. For example, we're going to write the equation 2y plus 3x equals 6 in slope-intercept form. Then we're going to graph the line described by the equation. So this example is asking us to do two things. The first thing is to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So this equation, go from standard to slope-intercept form. Then we're going to graph the line described by the equation on this graph on our right-hand side. This is a little bit of an example of the type of questions you get on your tests and your quizzes, and some of you forget that there's two parts, so you got to make sure you read the instructions. So for our first part, we're going to actually solve this equation, not solve it, but write the equation in slope-intercept form. And how do we do that? Well, what variable do we want to isolate? If you look at y equals mx plus b, the y is alone. So we want to solve this equation for y. We want to isolate the y. In order to do that, we need to first subtract 3x to both sides. So minus 3x to both sides. And I get my 2y, and remember the y is what we're trying to isolate, equals, notice the mx goes first. So I'm going to write negative 3x first. That way I can easily identify my slope. And then I'm just going to put plus 6 on the side. And you might be thinking, why didn't Miss Caldwell combine these two terms? Well, these two terms are not like terms, so I can only write them next to each other. And my last step is to divide everything by 2. Not the first or second thing, but all 3 by 2. Oops, I wrote 3. All 3 by 2. The 2's reduce to 1, and I get y alone, just like I wanted. I wanted it isolated, and negative 3 over 2x plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. And now I have my equation in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope is m, which is here, first term in front of the x, and my b, which is my y-intercept, which is also the first point I need to plot, is 3. Now that I have my m and my b, let's plot those points on the graph. I'm going to go and enlarge it. Remember, b is 3, so I'm going to start with 3 on the y-axis. Right here. And then my slope is, let's recite that, I forgot. I just want to make sure I get the right one. Negative 3 all over 2. Okay, so which means we're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over positive 2, 1, 2. And here's my second dot. I can also make a third dot by going up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, 2. There's my 3 points. Now I can create my line. I'm going to go ahead and resize it so we get all our information in. There we go. And now I can draw my line.